In the last few days, I have been talking to so many ISB students from the class of 2022, which is the upcoming class, because their classes are about to begin. So I thought I'm going to share my experiences of that 1 year at ISB on camera on YouTube as well. Recently, I also watched Ankur Wariko's ISB experience, and it was so fun to watch. I really wanted to create my version of it. So let's get started. So my first memory of ISB goes back to a long time back, 6 years back, when we were just entering the campus. I had my mom with me because she really wanted to visit the Hyderabad campus or like Hyderabad city in general. सबसे पहले तो हम गए जो मेरे को student village allot हुआ था वहाँ पे. Student villages are basically the residential places where the students live. And as soon as we entered, my mind was blown because it seemed like a chota mota hotel only. It did not look like a business school ka hostel. Hostel to tha bhi nahi. So that was basically my first impression of ISB. Anyway, so day one is usually registration when you go and collect your name cards. You are allotted a section, some course packs maybe, etc., etc. And very soon, the first week is called orientation week, where you go through a lot of fun activities, and there's a bunch of your seniors with you, like 1 year senior to you, who is organizing the whole orientation week. That is like the only chance that you get to interact with your immediate alums, because ISB is a 1 year program and एक class आता है एक class जाता है, so कोई overlap period नहीं है where you can interact with the alums and take some Gyaan from them. So anyway, the O week or the orientation week was super fun and super jam-packed with a lot of activities. They do a lot of lectures, a lot of prank assignments. Shh, you didn't hear this from me. During the daytime, there are a lot of team building activities as well. So basically, this is the time when you are actually getting to know your class, you are making those relationships, you're finding your friends, and it's a very productive 1 week. Anyway, the O week ends with a proper ISB style party, lavish, lot of alcohol, lot of crazy things, etc. Before I move to the actual year, let me tell you a little bit about the facilities that we lived in. I mean, overall, the facilities काफी amazing है ही. There's a gym, there's an amazing swimming pool. There are music rooms, dance rooms. So those facilities apart, the student villages, they are amazing. It's very residential. There is either a quad kind of an accommodation or a studio apartment or 1 BHKs. So studios are basically for married people who don't necessarily want to share rooms and they want to live with their family. But the quad, how it works is there are 4 rooms. It's a 4-bedroom apartment kind of a thing, and 2 bathrooms. 2 boys or girls are sharing 1 bathroom, and there's a common area where there's a lounge, there's a TV. It's basically, there's a kitchen. It's basically a common area where you can chill or you can organize parties if you want to. Actually, food system के बारे में बताओ तो in the Hyderabad campus at least there's of course a cafeteria where you can go and buy food. But if you don't want to do that, you can also get a helper. जैसे हम normal घरों में कोई helper रखते हैं आके हमारे लिए खाना बनाने के लिए, वैसे ही ISB में भी बहुत सारे helpers होते हैं who can come and for a price of 600,000 rupees whatever per month they'll cook for you, and that's an amazing. It's basically you are living in an apartment of your own. It doesn't feel like a hostel or a business school in any sense. Oh, and by the way, the best thing is housekeeping. जब भी हम क्लास से थके हारे रूम के अंदर आते थे, instead of a messy room welcoming us, we would see a prim and proper and a perfectly organized room waiting for us. Thanks to the housekeeping team, very grateful for them. So that's mostly about the living situation. Let's go to the classes and the other fun stuff. Overall, the whole course curriculum is completed in 8 terms. Each term is of about 1.5 months, and between 2 terms there are 4-5 days का gap, I would say. हर टर्म में as far as I remember 4 या 5 courses होते थे. The first 3 terms, or rather first 4-5 terms, were mostly the core courses, and the last few were electives. Within that 1.5 month term, there used to be one midterm exam and one end term exam, which is so taxing. Basically, after 3 weeks, there would be one एग्जाम के 2 हफ्ते बाद फिर से हमारा एंड टर्म होता था. सो बेसिकली हर 2-3 हफ्ते में हम बस एग्जाम्स ही देते रहते थे. एंड इफ आई टेल यू अबाउट द हाउ द क्लासेस यूज्ड टू बी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, Monday to Thursday used to be our actual classes when the professor would come and teach you concepts, discuss cases, etc. So Monday to Thursday तो हमारा बिल्कुल ऐसे ही निकल जाता था. In the evenings, we would be preparing so many cases for the next day. Every class used to have 1 or 2 cases. So basically, practically every day we were reading at least 2 cases. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, classes nahi hote the. You would think that is the time for us to sort of breathe a sigh of relief, but no. वो 3 दिन होते थे Monday to Thursday से भी बहुत ज़्यादा hectic, because we had like a bunch of assignments, like 1 या 2 नहीं, 4-5-6 assignments करने होते थे. कुछ of course you had to do it by yourself, but कुछ were supposed to be done in a group. ISB would always give you like a study group with who you have to stick together. You don't have the flexibility to form your own study group. The study groups were sort of formed to have some variability within, so that like minds don't flock together. People from different kind of experiences in one study group. And of course, it's not just the course curriculum. उसके साथ साथ parties हो रही होती थी, campus elections हो रहे होते थे for people to get elected in the positions of responsibilities. There used to be a lot of club activities, consulting club, finance club activities that would be happening. बीच में 1-2 fests भी होते थे, and we were the students who were organizing those fests as well. So basically, a lot of chaos is going to happen, and you as an incoming student would have to sort of prioritize and choose what you want to focus on. But the good thing is that entire grind of a year actually prepares you for the corporate life ahead. So study groups are tricky. A lot of us would either love our study groups or just hate our study groups, because you have no way out. And कई बार ये होता था कि study group में one person is very grades oriented, one person didn't want to take things very seriously. They had their own priorities as well. So for everyone to work towards the same goal was definitely a challenge, and not every time mentalities matched. But again, it's a great learning experience for the real life, because when you are actually working in a company, you don't get to choose your teammates, do you? A few things that are absolute constants during this whole hustle is lack of sleep, lot of assignments. I can't even begin to tell you how many assignments and case studies. And of course parties. ISB is notorious for their parties. Third term तक आते आते अगर तुम्हें realize होगा कि तुम थोड़े से adapt हो गए हो to the fast lifestyle, wait for it, because placements are coming up. Term 4, 5 and 6 were intense in placement preparations. This is the time when, along with the intense coursework and assignments and all the other activities, you would have to prepare your resume. You would have to start attending company pre-placement talk. You would also have to prepare for those interviews. If you would target a consulting company, then you would have to do a lot of cases in groups. And देखते ही देखते कब placements का time आ जाता था पता भी नहीं चलता था. Now, placements is of course a very stressful time, because that's what you go to a B school for, right? To get the job that you want to get into. ISB is also one school, 2 campus. So अगर placements हैदराबाद में हो रहा होता था तो मोहाली के students को fly in करके आना होता था हैदराबाद में, vice versa. मेरे time में हम लोग मोहाली गए थे. So that was an added stress altogether, that we were in hotels, we did not know the campus, we were not familiar with what was going on around us. A lot of companies will come on day one. You will probably have 4 or 5 shortlists. You will struggle to go from one round to another, from one interview to another, because सब कुछ ही simultaneously चल रहा होता था. कुछ companies को अगर एक बंदा पसंद आ जाता था, they would retain them, they would try and hold them back by asking random questions and sort of not letting them go and appear for another company, because they really wanted to hold on to good talent. तो वो सारा ड्रामा होता था. एंड ऑफ कोर्स उसके बाद जैसे डे 1 में अगर तुम लोगों का प्लेसमेंट हो गया, तुम्हारे किसी फ्रेंड का नहीं हुआ, सो दैट्स अ डिफरेंट इमोशनल एंगल ऑल टुगेदर. बट प्लेसमेंट्स के बाद का जो टाइम होता है ना, दैट इज लाइक द गोल्डन पीरियड. That is the highlight of the entire year, because this is when you have let your guards down. You don't care about grades anymore. This is where you start taking trips with your friends. You see a lot of perfect 4 pointers dropping to 3.5, dropping to 3 also sometimes, because they just didn't care about grades anymore. Most of my close friendships were formed during that time as well. One of the most memorable times I remember is the Holi party. ISB has a very famous Holi party, and if I find some of the pictures, I'll maybe put it somewhere over here. I remember हमारे time में होली पार्टी was crazy, but उसके बाद पूरे कैंपस में आई फ्लू फैल गया था. धीरे धीरे कैंपस के बाहर भी फैल चुका था. ऑलमोस्ट पूरे हैदराबाद में आई फ्लू हो गया था. वी वर स्ट्रगलिंग टू फाइंड मेडिसिन. इट वाज लाइक okay, I don't want to trivialize COVID, of course, but it was sort of a very mini COVID kind of a situation that time. एग्जाम्स पोस्टपोन करने पड़े थे. काफी ड्रामा हुआ था, but it was fun. Like, that's what we remember and laugh about today when I talk to my friends. And then before you realize, it's time to pack your bags and empty your quad in the student village and prepare it for the next person who is going to come and take your place. You become an alum of the school from a student so fast, so soon. I cannot even begin to tell you. So that was my ISB experience. And let me now end with 3 tips which are going to make your ISB life a little better for you. Number 1 is prioritize. Before you go into the campus, see what all happens in an ISB campus or a B school campus in general, and see what are the avenues you want to focus on. Is it grades? Is it extracurricular activities? Is it purely jobs, or is it leadership activities? So pick 2 or 3 things that you want to really focus on, because otherwise you will just feel the pressure of too many things happening and you will not excel in anything and you will just be lost. Tip number 2 is don't stress too much. कई बार होता है कि हम लोग सब अपने अपने फील्ड्स में बहुत अमेजिंग होते हैं, फिर हम ISB या IIT जैसे कॉलेज में पहुंच जाते हैं जहाँ सभी हमारे जितने अमेजिंग इंटेलेक्चुअल पीपल है, एंड इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू शाइन इन द मिडल ऑफ ऑल द talent because you are at par. So just keep reminding yourself that you have something in you, which is why you are a part of this peer group in first place. You are already creme de la creme of the country, and even if you score 1 or 2 grades lower, it doesn't matter because your competition is also with such intense people. Last tip is definitely invest your time in building connections, because these are the connections which are going to stay for life. Cannot emphasize this enough. Peer group or a network is the most important thing that a business school gives you, not just with your group of friends or your fellow students, but also with teaching assistants, with professors. Professors have so much knowledge, and when you talk to them, you get a lot of different perspectives. And yeah, that's it. If you do all these things, I'm sure you will come out as a changed person. You will have a great 1 year, and 5 years down the lane, like me, you will be cherishing all your memories from that 1 year. That's about it. If you have any specific questions, please let me know in the comments. And in general, video ko please like kar dena and share kar dena. It means a lot to me and it helps in this video reaching out to more people as well. With that, I'll take your leave. Bye.